I wish I had a role model to follow in my life. I wish I had an example to lead me the way. I wish someone could just tell me what to do. But the thing is, I've never really had that. So welcome to day 155 of my 365 day series. I'm Glorporous and I think out loud while playing Minecraft. First of all, I just want to mention that a whole bunch of things have happened. First of all, I made this sugarcane farm all the way over at this XP farm. And then I added a few trees. There's one right here and there's another one right over there. Now, originally, I was just going to record my process of making these trees and making that sugarcane farm, but unfortunately my recording screwed up and I just figured out the reason why, and as of this recording it is 5:15 a.m. You know what happened? I woke up at 3:38 a.m. because my body, I think I was in my dream and I sort of just thought, oh shit, I haven't recorded a video yet for tomorrow's video. So that's exactly what I'm doing now. Hopefully my audio isn't fucked up or else I am genuinely going to get mad. But basically I am just going to do whatever, and I know this might not seem like a lot, and if you're a new viewer then trust me, this is a lot for me, because personally I have always been scared of making trees, and just beginning to make them is already an achievement for me. So yeah, anyway, let's just get right on with the topic of today's video, that being I wish someone could just lead me, tell me, show me the ropes, give me the way. And sometimes I like to replicate that with AI, because AI it's everywhere, everyone keeps using it, yada yada yada. The problem is, I had a sudden wake-up call. Earlier, yesterday, as of this recording, I took a shower. And in that shower, I realized, what the hell am I doing? Why am I like this? Why am I just so reliant on waiting for someone else for me to start doing something? I've always been like this, but that doesn't mean I can't change. And I think it's just a big issue. Okay, I keep waiting on someone to help me out, but unfortunately that's not how life works. People aren't always going to help you out, and unfortunately that's the way it is. Anyway, I am missing a scaffolding, so let's just go ahead and grab that, and now we make another tree. Anyway, I'm gonna try to cut this down to as little time as possible. So first of all, I had my physics exam. It was multiple choice and I think it was fairly easy. So yeah, I had my physics exam yesterday, and after that I was very exhausted. Jeez. So just a few things happened, I guess. It wasn't really much, it wasn't really anything. Yeah, pretty much that's pretty much what happened in yesterday. And I wanted to talk all about it, but unfortunately OBS decided, you know what, I'm gonna screw with you and I'm not gonna let you have your recording. So yeah, and if you enjoy minimally edited content, feel free to subscribe and just stick along for this journey that I'm taking. Anyway, spruce, now we need some oak, which we have. Where's the oak? Oh, it's right here. Just expand out a little bit, and here just fill all of this. Then we start going for azalea because it's very bright and it looks nice. Just add a whole bunch over here. My narration right now is probably really terrible, but that's honestly just because my recording screwed up and I'm not in a good mood. So that's, yeah. Also, I added this. I don't know if you guys remember this. I mean, this is fine. I guess it kind of hides this thingy over here, so that's good. I could also, what else could I do? these trees, I just realized, aren't that difficult to make. This is just like one of the first renditions. And now we're making a whole bunch, which is amazing. I might even add another one here. Oh, and there's a wandering trader on my roof. I don't know why that happened yesterday, but let's just ignore it. You know, things happen. Things just happen to happen. Anyway, I'm not getting to the point because I'm really trying to like focus on building and making this video seem productive, while also, you know, speaking about something that's interesting for you guys. So basically, just, you know, the regular whole bunch of stuff happened, yada yada yada. But more specifically, like, why do I want someone to help me out, you know, someone to lead the way for me? Because honestly speaking, I never really had a like very supportive parental figure to tell me like, oh, you can do this or you can do that. And I feel like because I lacked that sort of parenting, I guess, and no offense to my parents, by the way, they're nice. It's just I feel I don't know if I'm being an ungrateful brat, but I think I was missing something in my life, and I think I have the right to speak on these sort of things. So hopefully it's fine. Anyway, this tree might be too thick. Hopefully not. This is not supposed to be here. Let's just go ahead and take all of this. I'm really craving sushi right now. I did not eat dinner. I was very exhausted after my physics exam, and I just wasn't in the mood for dinner. I slept instantly. That's how exhausted I was. And like, I think my parents don't even care, you know, if I don't eat dinner, which is, you know, it just goes to show that I never really had a very supportive family that really cares much. I might sound like an ungrateful brat once they like let's say they figure out that I made this channel. They're gonna see this and they're gonna be like, what's wrong with you? Also, this is the first video where I swear more than like 2 times, more than 1 time, sorry, which is concerning. But genuinely, I spent the past hour trying to fix my recording, and only just now it fixed. This is actually looking pretty nice. There's a whole bunch of trees, and like the atmosphere with this build now looks much better. I could add one over here. Like this looks nice, this also looks nice, but I want to add a tree somewhere in between, so we're gonna make one over here. Unfortunately, we don't have oak, so sorry tree, you're gonna have to go. And jeez, I just reminded myself of something. I had a wake-up call. I was taking a shower, and then I was like, all of a sudden, I just thought to myself like, what am I doing? You know, what is this? I'm a lazy bum that hasn't really worked on anything throughout my, you know, my videos and my series. So this is a time for me to genuinely change and to improve. So that's exactly what I'm gonna be doing. This summer, jeez, can I just place this wall? This is absolutely annoying. Okay, you know what, screw this. Let's just place it here. I'm almost dead. I just realized I've never died. Well, I have died in this series before. It was in the very early days. Not that it's important. What am I saying? Let's just place some more of the spruce, and this is gonna be the last tree that I'm working on today. But I had a wake-up call, and I was like, oh, AI, I love using AI, but it's not. It's like, I saw this example on Instagram where it was like, if you can't think independently, then you're like a worker ant. And when I heard that analogy, like, I realized AI is screwed up. So this is the first video where I feel like I have a concrete action to talk about. So what exactly is it that I'm gonna be doing? First of all, I'm gonna take away all the AI in my life. No AI whatsoever. I'm not gonna be using it at all, because it's not worth it. It's not gonna help me. It's not beneficial, and it makes my critical thinking worse. Usually sometimes I might ask AI to help me out with video ideas, like what exactly should I talk about, is this fine to talk about. But for now, and probably just forever, I'm not gonna be using it. And that's a good change, that's a very good change starting from now. And I'm hoping that it stays along, it keeps being this way. Alright, we need some filler blocks, so we're gonna add some azalea in here. It's turning night time, so we're gonna have to sleep. This is a very nice atmosphere. I really need to finish this tree, but basically no AI for the rest of the summer because we're gonna be having summer holidays very soon, and I might have a vacation, but I'm gonna have around 2 weeks of free time to start experimenting and doing my own thing. So I'm gonna be trying to do more things. Like I installed VS Code, I installed Blender, I also installed a whole bunch of other programs to help me out with, figuring out what it is I want to do, because honestly I still don't know what I want to do in my future. So that's gonna be a change, that's gonna be different. I'm gonna try my best to be different, and I'm gonna try my best to just figure out what I want to do, like genuinely, because it's a big issue. Like I've always wanted to do something, it's just I never really know where to get started. And this points back to like, oh, where do I get started, how do I get help? Because I'm too scared to reach out. Like honestly, I have a personal account where I text people on Discord and I do a whole bunch of things, and I get very very shy. So I think trying to reach out and trying to find more programs for me to join is a very nice and refreshing change for me, and it's gonna help me out a lot. Anyway, let's look at this tree. Hopefully I said enough for today's video. This tree, you're not gonna see it very well, but I think it adds a little bit, like the atmosphere, it adds to the background. And I think just generally the sugarcane farm, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees that I made in the span of maybe an hour, which is actually very good progress. This is like, it adds a whole bunch of ambience, and I think these actually have pretty good shading, like from the bottom area shaded and the top one is light, and I think all of this really looks good. So that's all for today's video. Thank you so much. It was such a hassle to figure out how to record properly. I'm gonna show you some clips right now where I screwed up my recordings. Trees. As much as I'd like to say that and that's gonna be all. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow, and bye bye.